No scores. We head to the bottom of the second from Sunset Baseball Field between the Bead Diggers and Eaton Reds. The 7th game of the season for both teams, but the first for the Bead Diggers in 2 weeks. The Reds had singles to begin the game from Weston Hager and Dante Foose before left-hander Ken Garcia retired. Seth Jackson, Tyler Batt, and Trent Sigg on pop-ups. And it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to begin the second. Corey Dyer, Brandon Kaler, and Keenan Hall against the sophomore left-hander.
You know what I noticed? Those two leadoff hitters were aggressive in those first 2 at-bats, those 2 base hits, and then they kind of waited him out those last 3.
And Garcia threw 18 pitches in the opening inning, so they worked him a little bit, but it's not like he threw about a 25 or 30 pitch inning there. And the offering. And that fastball is over but low. 1 ball and no strikes to Corey Dyer, the right-handed hitting first baseman for Eaton. And the offering. Fastball is up and away, 2-0. The Reds have won 9 state titles since 1994. Even though they have nearly 700 wins under Coach Danley since 72, they didn't get that state title till 94, and then they've rolled since then with 8 others. Their most recent 2 years ago. 2-0 pitch. Again, upstairs, 3-0. And that's the thing with Garcia, is that he will get himself into some deep counts, but he is a sophomore, and you expect that from younger pitchers, especially against lineups like this who are patient. And the 3-0 pitch looked pretty good from here, but called a little bit high, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Corey Dyer to lead off the second. Here's Brandon Kaler, the DH, another right-handed hitter for Eaton. The advantage, at least for Garcia, is if runners get on, he's a left-hander, so you have that direct view. It's much harder to steal against you.
And he may be a sophomore, but he's got great mechanics.
Yeah, phenomenal mechanics. And the delivery. Fastball is lined into left field for a base hit, and advancing to second will be Dyer. And that's the same way the first inning began, with the first 2 reaching. That'll bring up the center fielder, Keenan Hall. Now, normally what you see at the bottom of the lineup, as opposed to what we saw with the third hitter, they might try to advance these runners with a bunt. So the Bead Diggers have got to be aware of the small ball here. At second, Dyer, first Kaler, the stretch. He's going to swing away and swing and hit a fly ball into shallow right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Rounding third is Corey Dyer. He's going to score. Advancing to second is Brandon Kaler. It's an RBI single for Keenan Hall. The 4th hit of the game for the Reds, and they lead 1-0.
Just sort of fisted that one off into the outfield.
Yeah, he didn't get much of it, but he got enough. Here's Bryce Dyer. The pitch, and the curveball is upstairs to the right-handed hitting third baseman. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering, fastball outside corner at the knees. The count is level at 1-1. So the Reds have their run, and that might be enough the way they've been pitching all season, but the Bead Diggers obviously are going to have something to say about that. They still have 6 more innings to hit. The pitch. Swing and foul tipped into the glove of Blake on the off-speed pitch, and it's 1-2. The inning began with a walk to Corey Dyer, Brandon Kaler, and then Keenan Hall delivered singles. Halls drove in Dyer. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. And the curveball is up and away. The count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Your one-stop shop for all of your banking and investment needs, from checking to savings to IRAs. Morgan Federal Bank, 321 Ensign Street. The pitch. Called strike 3. Fastball in the outer half, thigh high. And there's one down here in the top of the second inning. Morgan Federal Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And that'll bring up Weston Hager, who singled to lead off the game. Stretch by Garcia. And that one bounces in, blocked by Blake. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, let's see if Garcia can minimize damage here and allow just the 1 run. Bead Diggers at double play depth, but Hager does have some wheels, as do most leadoff hitters. 1-0, and that is over but low. 2 balls and no strikes. And Dante Foose, a very dangerous hitter's on deck. And if Hager gets on, you're looking at the Reds opening up this game rather early. Kaler leads off of second. Hall at first. 1 down in the top of the second. John Beltran with Chris Brom. 1-0 Eaton over Brush. The pitch. And that fastball is a strike. Took a little bit off of that. On the outer half, it's 2-1. Now Garcia goes to 3 pitches primarily. The fastball, the changeup, and as you mentioned, the breaking ball, which hasn't worked for him so far in the early going. Runners take their leads. The 2-1 pitch to Hager, and that changeup is outside, 3-1.
He's got good movement on his changeup.
Yeah, just got to get it in the strike zone, or at least closer to the strike zone, so you have the opposing hitter thinking. 3-1 to Hager. Both runners with sizable leads. And the pitch up and away. That's a second walk of the inning issued by Garcia. And the bases are loaded for Dante Foose. He took an 0-1 pitch and drilled it into left field. His first time up. Hitting with that close stance from the right side. Garcia will wind up with the bases loaded. The pitch swung on and grounded into left field for a base hit. Kaler will score. Keenan Hall's going to round third. The throw by Vias is going to be cut off by Mares. It's a 2-run single for Dante Foose, and Eaton now leads 3-0 in the top of the second inning. That was a simple ground ball, but he hit it in between Waylert and Mares.
Got the ground ball he needed. Unfortunately, it had eyes, and it's going to bring home 2.
And Rich Gutierrez, the pitching coach, is out to talk to Garcia. But, you know, this is the product of falling behind hitters and walking 2. And, again, it's going to happen to a sophomore pitcher.
Again, the plus side with Garcia is he's got very clean mechanics, very easily repeatable mechanics.
Right.
So if you can get him settled down, maybe you can get back in the strike zone and limit the damage here.
Yep, and I think that's John Hirschfeld out there, not Gutierrez. So John was an excellent pitcher who graduated a couple of years ago from Brush High School, and along with Arturo Maltos Garcia and Sam Guzman, were an excellent 3-man pitching staff that went to that 2008 state tournament, lost to Eaton in the semifinals. Pitch to Jackson is lined into center field. That is a base hit. Weston Hager is going to step on third and stay right there, and the bases are loaded. It's the 4th hit of the inning for Eaton, and that'll bring up Tyler Batt, the cleanup hitter. And now the Bee Diggers are in danger of giving up a big inning here to Eaton. As Dante Foose advances to second. Garcia once again will wind up. You know, you want to get ahead and throw a first pitch strike, but in this case, I think one thing you want to avoid, Bull, is going to the fastball.
Yeah.
And certainly not throwing it down the middle. I mean, that's never a good idea. Garcia kicks and fires, and that one bounces up there off of Blake. Runner headed towards the plate. The throw, the tag safe. As sliding in is Hager on the wild pitch. And Eaton leads Brush 4-0, advancing to third is Foose, and into second is Seth Jackson. And this is the type of baseball that Eaton has played throughout the course of the season so far. So 1 ball and no strikes to Tyler Batt, who popped to left. Foose, by the way, is 2 for 2, and that pitch is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes with a base open now. Garcia again winding up with runners at second and third and 1 out. Bee Diggers in a 4-0 hole, not even close, up and away. 3-0. And it's got to follow all the way through so the ball doesn't sail outside. It'll work on a tailing fastball, but it doesn't work on other pitches. 3-0 offering. See, that one tailed well outside. Yeah. Yeah, when that right shoulder is in the third base dugout prematurely, that's what happens. It's a 4-pitch walk to Tyler Batt. The bases are loaded. It's the 3rd walk of the inning issued by Ken Garcia, and Trent Sigg is the 9th hitter of the inning. He popped to second in the 1st. Yeah, you don't get him out. The Bee Diggers might have to make a pitching change early on, which they didn't anticipate from their number 1 here. The curveball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. A single, two. Check that. A walk, 2 singles, a strikeout, followed by a walk, 2 singles, and a walk. 4-0 Eaton in the second. The pitch swung on and popped foul over the screen and out of play. It's 1-1.
I know he missed with that first pitch curveball, but I like the idea there. Kind of slow himself down, try to keep himself over the rubber a little bit, maybe get his mechanics back where they need to be.
The wind and the 1-1 to Sig. Swung on and popped up. That should be the infield fly rule to second baseman Cohen. Makes the catch as he used that glove to shield off the sun. And there's 2 down. Big pitch there by Garcia. If they're down 4-0 going into the bottom of the second, that's not a bad proposition at all.
No.
If they can retire Corey Dyer, who led off the inning with a walk.
Garcia's just got to limit damage right now and stay within striking distance.
Wind and pitch. That's a fastball for a strike. Took something off of it, and it's 0-1. That's the beauty. You can throw variations of that fastball and not always try to throw it through the glove, but to the glove. The 0-1 to Dyer. Curveball is a beauty right there at the knees, and that by far was his best breaking ball.
Had some nice bite to it.
Dyer scored on the RBI single from Keenan Hall. 0-2 pitch. Outside with a fastball. Good waist pitch. It's 1-2. Now, these are growing pains for the sophomore, but right now he can stem the tide very nicely if he can retire Dyer. And the 1-2 pitch. Curveball is hit foul off the end of the bat towards the first base dugout occupied by Eaton. And the count remains at 1-2. He's thrown some of his best pitches here during this sequence.
As I say, there's another really good curveball there. Had him out in front.
1 ball, 2 strikes. I think he's trying to avoid throwing the fastball. The offering. He threw it there and fouled back, but he threw a good fastball. The count remains at 1-2. Your full-service florist with a whole lot more is the Flower Peddler. Come in and see what's in store at 322 Main Street in downtown Fort Morgan. That's the Flower Peddler. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. The pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Waylert has it on the second hop, flips to second for the force, and the inning is over. However, Eaton scores 4 runs, and they do it on 4 base hits, no errors, and the bases were left loaded. We head to the bottom of the second. It's Brush trailing Eaton 4-0 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Eaton 4, Brush nothing as we head to the bottom of the second inning. John Beltran and Chris Braun with you from Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. On a slightly windy but gorgeous Saturday, it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Bee Diggers against right-hander Tyler Sig, Shea Hansen, Daniel Soto, and Colby Waylert. This is one game you wish you'd had a lineup that featured 3 or 4 lefties, but the Bee Diggers only have 1. And Ken Garcia, who's due up 5th, hopefully this inning. Pitch to Hansen, and the sidearm fastball is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Hansen had a little bit of a shoulder problem. It's caused him to sit out a couple of games, but he's back in the lineup. But the DH, and he swings and sends it into right field, but that should be a routine play. It is on that line drive caught by Foose, and there's 1 down. He hit it hard, but talk about being perfectly positioned.
I think he took 1 step forward to make sure he was in the right spot.
Yeah, that was it. Here's Daniel Soto. Soto, another right-handed hitter for the Bee Diggers, playing right field, hitting with that close stance. Wind and pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball down and in. Took a 3/4 swing. It's 0-1. Eaton leads Brush 4-0 here in the bottom of the second inning from Sunset Baseball Field. The offering. The curveball is a beauty right down the middle. 0-2. It kind of froze Soto there. It started off behind his left hip and just curved right over the middle of the plate. 0-2. Outside, same pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's the one thing they teach very well in Eaton. Wasting pitches, but not wasting them so badly. You want the hitter to think about it. Wind in the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball, and there's 2 down. Strikeout number 2 for Tyler Sig, and that'll bring up Colby Waylert. Yeah, this pitching staff is going to be one of the best that Eaton has ever had. Might not be the best, only because they've had some great pitchers like Shane Dyer, who's working his way up the minors, just to name one. The pitch, fastball, a strike. That was one of the higher strikes, just below belt level. It's 0-1 to Colby Waylert, the Bee Diggers shortstop. Sig delivers, and that breaking ball bounces into bat. And the count is 1 strike.
Sig's working fast, pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, he doesn't waste any time. You really can't step. Well, maybe you should step out if you're a hitter just to throw off his rhythm a little bit. 1-1. Fastball is outside, and everything is a sidearm fastball. 2 strike, or other varieties from the sidearm being a breaking ball as well. 2-1 pitch. That is a beauty right there down the middle at the knees. Took something off of that heater. It's 2-2. Yeah, you've got to read it right out of his fingers because if you pick it up too late, forget about it. 2 strikes. Pitch to Waylert. Swung on and foul back. He stayed with it and was able to get a piece of it to the screen.
That's exactly what it looks like right now. They're just having trouble picking that up, coming out of that sidearm delivery.
Your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard, Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. That's Ackley Building Center. 2 strikes. Pitch to Waylert. Low. In fact, it bounced in. 3 strikes. This is the first full count we've seen to a beat digger, with 2 down here in the bottom of the second. 3-2 pitch. Outside. Took something off it, and Waylert was very disciplined, and he draws a 2-out walk. It's the first beat digger base runner. That'll bring up Mitch Tormolen, the beat digger first baseman. Eaton with a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the second inning. John Beltran and Chris Brom from Sunset Baseball Field. I love it that, now the wind's kicking up a little bit looking at the center field flag. Fastball on the outside corner at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1.
Just a little bit of a breeze.
Yeah, you certainly don't feel it here. Short lead for Waylert, and Tyler Batt's got a strong arm behind the plate, so it's going to be tough for the beat diggers to run. And the offering, way outside, backhanded by Batt. On that heater, the count is 1 strike. The Reds scored all their runs in the top of the second inning, thanks in part to 3 walks and 4 singles. Eaton's got 6 hits in the game. The beat diggers looking for their first. 1-1 pitch. Fastball outside. 2 strike. And Batt will pay a visit to the mound. Well, I like the way the beat digger, at least the last 2 hitters, Waylert and Tormolen, are approaching these at-bats. They're going to make Sig work a little bit. I mean, you'd like to be aggressive, but at the same time, Sig's thing is working quickly, limiting pitch count.
You got to slow him down. And he's done that a little bit since he's got a base runner on now. He's slowed down a little bit, but he's still pounding that strike zone, and he's still working fast. 2
strike. And the offering, way outside with another fastball. It's 3-1. Ken Garcia's on deck. He could help himself if Tormolen can reach here in the bottom of the second inning with Brush down by 4. 3-step lead for Waylert at first. 3-1. Swung on and fisted into center field to his right, and making the catch on the run for the final out is Keenan Hall. The inning is over. Tormolen got that a little bit off the fist. The beat diggers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We head to the third from Brush. Eaton 4, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.